Well, boys, today's tomorrow, and Sony making the same mistake they made with Concord, except for, Bungie's new game, Marathon, because for some reason they want to get into the live service market. Hey, man, I'm a live service player. I enjoy live service games whenever they're, not nickeling and diming me, or at least have gameplay so addicting to where I have to play it. Like you don't get a game like Overwatch unless you're playing Overwatch. Yeah, but you know what? Deadlock is also really fun, and I've been playing that a lot more than Overwatch lately. But that's sidetracked. Let's go back on topic, boys. We're talking about Bungie's new game. The people that made Destiny 2, Halo. They made the great Halos at one point. I'm sure all those people that made Halo actually left the company, and the people making Destiny are the soul suckers. All right, we'll just call them that because for some reason they keep operating in the red. But Sony keeps believing in them. Why? I don't know. But now Sony wants to get into the live service market with a brand new game. All right, Concord is out here. All right, that's old news, even though it released literally a month ago and died literally a few weeks ago. But again, boys, Marathon is going to be coming out. It's going to be a class-based game. They didn't learn from Concord that people don't want class-based shooters anymore, or at least hero shooters anymore. But it's going to be a class-based game. And then on top of that, instead of it being free to play, which you should probably do if you're going to be doing a live service game, you want as many gamers in there as possible, because at some point people are going to stop buying your game. You want them to buy your skins. But I digress. This game, Marathon, from Bungie, all right, the company that still has yet to perform well enough to make any of their money back that Sony gave them. This game is going to cost you, the gamer, the customer at that, the person that's going to be subjected to this hellscape of a live service game, if it's somewhat decent and compelling. It's going to be $40, boys. Yep. They're doing a Concord 2, the sequel. Now, obviously, this is going to be slightly different from Concord. Instead of it just being a hero shooter, it's going to be a hero extraction shooter. Oh, no. Oh, my. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bungie. Hero extraction shooter? Oh, we haven't heard about that before. I wasn't familiar with your game, Bungie. But so far, it seems like Bungie's new game, Marathon, is going by, really well in development. And, people are saying, well, by people, I mean the people making the game and the people funding the game, are saying it's a really fun game that you should buy. Thumbs up, boys. Now, the thing about Bungie is they also were supposed to help out PlayStation with their live service endeavor. The reason why they bought Bungie the first time around was so Sony could ask them, hey, we have all these other live service games. Should we put out this game? What do you think about this game? What do you think about this game? And for some reason, the game that can barely hold their own player base for one season are the ones telling the multi-billion-dollar corporation Sony how to do their games. Because if you guys don't know, The Last of Us, whenever they were remaking it for the 80th time now, had a little multiplayer game mode that came on The Last of Us on the PS3. This game mode was an amazing multiplayer game mode, and Sony was making a second one for The Last of Us Part 2. But it never came because they wanted to turn it into a whole live service game. And you guess what they didn't do? Because Bungie said, oh, The Last of Us game mode that was actually really good that everyone already complimented for over a decade now? Don't put that out. That's bad. Ew. The thing that people were looking forward to playing the most after playing the campaign of Last of Us. No, don't put that out. I can't believe you even thought about that. Concord? Yeah, put that out. Put out Concord. I don't understand why they are listening to Bungie at all. I'm also pretty sure that they're starting to fire more and more people at Bungie, and they're starting to take over, PlayStation is starting to take over. But for some reason, Pete Parson gets to stay. The guy that, instead of him looking over the company, was buying cars on his phone. That guy gets to stay, but all the hardworking devs, they got to, lose their jobs. Oh my, oh no. The developers who make the game great and try their best to fight against the managers so they can actually make a compelling game and keep their jobs. Who would want that? Ugh, fire the developers. Keep the managers on though. Keep them. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be firing some of the executives, but the person at the tippy top, buying $2 million worth of cars with your money that you gave to them so they could actually make great games, just wasted it on cars, and he doesn't care. And why would he? And for some reason, you just allow him to keep his spot. What does Pete Parson have that some other CEO couldn't have? Because at this point, you already gutted Bungie. All right, anyone that made the great Halo series is gone. Anyone that made Destiny 1 is also gone. All it is just Destiny 2 crew, and most of them are about damn near out the door. It's almost just a whole new Bungie, which at that point just start up a whole new studio with fresh new talent that actually has some kind of gaming passion, that aren't jaded by managers stomping out their dreams because they have to get this quarterly report done, and for some reason the developers want to make an actually good game that sells well instead of just a product that we just kick out the door and then for some reason get low ratings. Because so far that seems like what is happening with Marathon. They changed up the game like 2 times now. Like at first it was a regular extraction shooter, then it became a hero extraction shooter. Now it's like a class based one where you can be whatever, like what, marathon soldier, whatever you want in the game, except for you have to be within a class instead of it just being locked down to like, this hero has this ability, this hero has this ability. So essentially Destiny, something that they're already good at. But the thing about it is they're really trying to push for a 2025 release, and they rebooted the game like 2 or 3 times. So my guy, I feel like this needs to stay in the oven for a little bit longer instead of just being like, all right, do we have this locked down now? Yes, we just have to recreate all the assets, sir. We have to recode the game also. We also have to hire 1 more people. Right? Like, I feel like they're still just getting into the motion of still creating the game, because we barely know anything about Marathon, and we found out about, like, what, last year or 2 years ago? 1 or 2? And I'm just sitting here like, for the game that they want to make, that's at least like a 3 to 4 year process. I don't know, man, because they keep rebooting it, and it just keeps feeling like they don't actually know what they want to do with this extraction shooter, other than it's gonna be an extraction shooter. I don't think Sony's gonna allow them to change the extraction shooter part of the game. I'm pretty sure they're like, no, you're locked in on extraction shooter. You are not able to change this game at all. But yeah, boys, for some reason, they are very much locked in on making sure that this game comes out at $40 still. I'm just sitting here baffled. Like, don't get me wrong, Escape from Tarkov, not free, but also that game came out so long ago whenever people were still paying for games. Hunt Showdown, a actual great game, great recommendations from a studio that everyone loves. It's worth the $40. But we're talking about Bungie and Sony here, all right? Bungie can barely make a DLC worth its weight in any amount of money that they want to give it out for. And Sony, for some reason, they just keep pumping out these live service games that either start off great and then kill themselves, Helldivers 2, or they start out bad and then they die within a month. Literally Concord. So I don't understand where Bungie's going to fit into this whole live service thing, because they can barely make a game that people want to actually play, and whenever they do make a great DLC, they still don't make enough money. So I don't understand why Bungie gets to be the head of this whole live service thing. Like, I feel like Sony's just trying to do what Warner Brothers did, and just, they're gonna put out the game, they know that it's gonna be bad, they're gonna be like, we're gonna write that off of the taxes. Alright, we already know it's gonna be bad, but you know what, we have some other projects in the work that we know are going to recoup our money, so how about we pull resources from Marathon and put them into other games that we have that we know is gonna make money. We're gonna put Marathon out to pasture, alright? It's gonna go out, $40 price tag, is gonna die. This time we're not gonna give anyone their money back. All right, you should have learned the first time. That's gonna be their state. You should have learned the first time with Concord. We ain't giving no more his money back. Just like how Jack Doherty's insurance isn't giving him money so he can fight a lawsuit. But I mean, like, let's all be honest here, boys. Jack Doherty is so dumb to where he wasn't supposed to get this insurance money either way. Click this video right here to find out how dumb can one person be. His insurance company's like, you ain't getting this money. All right, boy, this is our money now. But boys, other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think about Sony's whole live service endeavor. Right now, it seems like it's imploding. But other than that, I'll see you all tomorrow.